transformation.
No, everything's cool, man. Everything's cool. Yeah, everything's good. No, your girl's fine.
Oh snap, my keys fell. My keys fell, my car keys. Oh my God, bro. My keys always falling, bro. My keys. What's good, what's good? You don't hear me? We back to life. But yeah, haha. It is April. Wait, no, it's October. It's October 1st. Hold up. It's October 1st. It's Q4. And I actually haven't picked up the camera in a little while. I want to say I've been working, but I've kind of just been trying to course correct, trying to see what's going on for Q4. And I'm looking at my Q3 goals, and I only achieved one of the 3 goals that I set. But Q4 is here, and it's time to set some new goals. I don't know exactly what those goals are yet, but that's what we're gonna do because it's Q4 regardless. Oh, hold up. But I just wanted to come on here and talk to some of the people who might feel like, oh, yo, I didn't achieve my goals, so they're gonna beat themselves up about it. And then it's Q4 and you're beating yourself up instead of getting ready for the next set of goals, instead of focusing on the next set of goals. You feel me? Focusing on why you didn't achieve the goals before and how you can achieve these new set of goals that you're about to set. You know, I feel like you can move over some of the goals you had before. I'm not gonna act like I am the best at goal setting or I know the gold standard for goal setting. I don't. But you know, if I look at this board, I've had this board here. I'm not gonna show you all my goals, but I have this board here. And I wrote this, I wanna say 4 months ago. And I've only achieved one of those goals, which is getting this camera. And I think one of the main mistakes I made with putting my goals on a board like this is just how accessible it is and how visible it is for everybody that comes into this space to kind of see it. Even if they don't read it, they can see the board, and that just makes my goals more public. And I'm realizing that I'm not gonna do that anymore. So even when I set these new goals, I'm just gonna put them in my phone and keep them for me. And I wanna look at them and be more focused on them. And I wanna set goals that's not necessarily an outcome, but more of an action. So instead of saying like, oh, I wanna buy the FX30 as a goal, I should set it as, I wanna put 10% of everything I make towards an FX30 fund. You know what I'm saying? So instead of like saying like, oh yeah, the outcome is the goal, the action is the goal. So it's like, yo, I know for a fact every time I get a shoot and I put 10% to that, you know, that's the action that I can take. And it's gonna get to the point where, you know, the reward really is the FX30. The reason why I need to do that differently is because I remember if you watched the video about me getting the FX30, I said this was a risk. And I emptied out the whole business bank account, at least in Frame Studios business bank account, for this camera. And I made that money back in like a week, true. But that's not the type of risk. That's not the way to do goals. You feel me? That's not the way to do it. So it'd have been better if I was like, okay, I'm making business money that's going into the bank account, and there's a separate account, a separate fund that's been 10% of all the money I've been making. That's just, I can buy this camera and not even think about it. You feel me? So when I make these new set of goals, it's gonna be with that in mind. Q4 is the last 3 months of the year. And if you had set some goals, you know, January saying it's New Year's and it's new you, I feel like this is the leg where it's either crunch time or you feel like you failed. But it's still a whole lot of time, bro. It's just 90 days left in the year. Somebody check that, but it should be 90 days left in the year. And that's a lot of time for a lot to happen. A lot can happen in 30 days if you're just focused and locked in. So, you know, I definitely think Q4 is crunch time. And if you're really serious about achieving what you said you want to achieve, you just gotta get even more clear and more focused on those goals. You feel me? I've definitely been guilty of someone who's focused on the macro instead of the micro. And when I say the macro, it's like, okay, this big thing I'm trying to achieve versus the micro of like, okay, what's the day-to-day actionable steps that I'm taking to get to this big thing that I'm trying to achieve? You feel me? So now I'm gonna have goal setting with that in mind. Like, yo, what's the day-to-day steps, the day-to-day actions that's gonna lead me to this overall outcome? Huh? Your turn. God damn. Yeah, so I left the dry erase marker on this board for too long. It was on there for 4 months, and now I have to basically take another dry marker right over the words to erase it. So I guess that the dry erase marker whiteboard idea was a good way to kind of try to see the goals, but if I'm gonna have to do this every time, it doesn't make sense. It's just better off using the whiteboard for its intended purpose of like quick ideas and quick write downs. Maybe I just see a sketch out large, or I want to make a graph or something like that. You know what I mean? Just throw up ideas on a whiteboard, but this is not it. This is not it at all. Like, look, it won't, if I try to go without, it kind of just kind of goes away, but it goes away properly. You feel me? And it leaves a little residue and stuff like that. But anyways, lesson learned on that in that regard. I'm gonna put the goals digitally, and I'm still trying to solidify what they are. I don't want to rush. So even though it's the first day like of Q4, I don't want to rush. I still want to solidify what the goals are. I will never understand why taxis stop in the road like this. Could have stopped right there. There's gonna be an open spot down there. You could have stopped right here. It's open right here. You feel me? You could have stopped right here. Like, I wonder, I literally genuinely wonder if there's some type of rule or regulation that tells Uber drivers, yo, stop in the middle of the road, fuck the rest of traffic. Tito, appreciate you. The one and only Tito, the strongest guy in the gym, allegedly. Allegedly. Not stronger than me though. I beat him in an arm wrestle. Twice. Someone come my gym for thick, someone come my gym for the work.
Oh shit, bro. This nigga right in the logo, bro. Oh, yo, sir.
High volume, so Drop Dead does feel like an event. We can do things like teasing designs and details, obviously without giving too much, giving too much away, not revealing a full, and then like you can also do behind the scenes type of productions or design sketches, again not revealing too much because that kind of gives away the point. And then obviously with those, if you're running ads for those, I don't think we should run ads for design details because obviously that's already for like a warm audience.
Good morning. It is 7:33 a.m. I'm about to eat this Greek yogurt, head to the gym. Today's chest and back. My favorite day, honestly. But I just want to pick up the camera real quick and talk about how I've been feeling lately, still pertaining to the goals and everything. And the way I've been feeling, honestly, is grateful. I've been realizing that I haven't been reaching my goals simply for the fact that I haven't been working hard enough. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat anything. But I'm grateful that not only am I smart enough or self-aware enough to acknowledge that or realize that and admit it to myself, but now the only thing left to do is to fix it. The only thing left to do is to work harder, and that's pretty simple. It's not easy, but it's pretty simple. And sometimes difficult and simple, actually not even sometimes, difficult and simple is almost always better than complicated and easy. Complicated is almost never easy. You know what I mean? The one thing that I realized that I kept waiting on and kept banking on and thinking that this is how it's gonna work was some big switch, some big epiphany or some big metamorphosis of like, oh yeah, I'm locked in now. Like, I just do all these things now. But what I realized was that's not gonna happen. It's incremental changes. It's the incremental step-by-step changes, waking up on time, getting work done, having certain routines and certain methods of things. It's those singular steps that gets me to the point where I look around and I'm like, oh shit, I did have an evolution. I did have a metamorphosis. You feel me? And I'm focused on those singular steps now more than ever. I woke up at 7, got out of bed like 7:30 today. But even so, there's better than that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get up at 6. I'm trying to be in the gym by 7. You feel me? Today I'm gonna be in the gym by 8. And I'm gonna be out by like 9:30 to work by 10. So if it's like, if I can move that back a couple of minutes, an hour maybe, that could be changing up the whole structure of my day. You feel me? And then having those days as input, one by one, step by step. That's how I get to the point where I'm looking around like, damn, I really did this shit. It's not the ability to think of like the destination and then just like, yeah, I'm gonna get there. You gotta literally create each step. You gotta create step 1 through 100,000. You know what I'm saying? And that's not even enough, because that's assuming you're taking 10,000 steps every day. And sometimes you're only taking 100 steps a day, because this ain't actually walking. This is actionable steps of like the things you need to do. So maybe you're only taking 100 steps or 1,000 steps a day, and it's gonna take you 1,000 days. You feel me? So, or maybe take you 100 days, right? But just knowing that you're in the routine and the flow and the state of taking those steps, that's where I'm trying to stay. That's where I'm gonna stay, actually. And with that being said, I'm making a couple of sacrifices. I was just thinking about that last night. I'm not smoking weed for the rest of the year. I wasn't gonna say anything, but fuck it. I feel like saying it makes me have to stay more accountable to it. Hopefully my mom doesn't watch this video. But I'm not smoking any weed for the rest of the year. I'm sacrificing that. No porn. Keep it a buck with y'all. And be locked in. Honestly, I don't fear not doing any of those things. It wouldn't be the longest time or the first time that I've abstained from any of those things. The only thing that I fear is saying it to myself and then disappointing myself, because that's been what I've been doing for the last 5 years. Not in terms of these things particularly, but in terms of just setting goals for myself and setting parameters of things that I want to achieve and then not achieving those things. That's the one thing that I'm afraid of. But all the best things in life are on the other side of fear. So I'm not gonna let that fear slow me down or stop me. And I'm bringing all of you along on this journey of evolution, this story that I'm fighting tooth and nail to have happen, that I've been dreaming of happening ever since I was a boy in Jamaica. And I'm gonna bring you all along with that journey, and just to show you the things that I do and the way that I think, and the obstacles that I face, and the things that I enjoy. You know what I mean? It's not all gonna be just some sad story. It's a great story. It's an evolutionary story. But I'm gonna show you the good, the bad, and the ugly.